So I am recording this video because I want to encourage anyone who struggles with the fear of being seen to just allow yourself to be seen and witnessed. I am doing this for my own healing and well-being. So I felt it was appropriate to do the thing that I need to do for myself and encourage others to do it as well. You know, it's very vulnerable to put yourself out there. And I have for years been so fearful of being judged. And I have seen how it has affected me over my life. You know, like smoking was a big coping mechanism for me because it just helped me to try to suppress these overwhelming feelings that I was experiencing. And a lot of it was just to be true to myself and feel free enough to express that. But because that made me feel uncomfortable, I would just default to smoking to kind of soothe that. But now it's to the point where, you know, my body is asking me to step outside of my comfort zone and to really face the very fear that is going to help create a breakthrough for myself. You know, the fear of being seen and being visible and witnessed, you know, because I would always be like, well, I'm kind of an introvert. I would allow myself I would put myself in these boxes to give myself permission to stay small. And I would literally listen to the voice that was telling me to stay small because that was safe. And I'm learning, you know, it's important to get comfortable with getting uncomfortable and, you know, giving yourself a chance and putting yourself out there. You don't know who you're going to meet, you know, what it may lead to, you know, because a lot of times it's you know, I'll find myself at times complaining about my life or certain aspects of my life. Gosh, I want to change. I want something new. But in order for that to happen, I have to do that new thing. Don't get me wrong. I have been doing hella work on myself privately, just, you know, through therapy, coaching. I have Reiki certifications. I understand and did all the inner work. I have done so much inner work over the past 7 years or so. And now it's kind of okay, I have to step out and be in my masculine energy and be in my yang energy and take action and actually do something differently externally to have a different result, you know, because it would be I would do all this work and I would have all these ideas and these visions that I want for myself, but it's really going to require me to be seen and be visible. It's going to require me to use my voice. And so even when I was smoking, you know, I was smoking because I feel like I wasn't using my voice. And so, hey, how you doing? I'm really I really feel like this is the only way out, because I would be I want to stop smoking. And mind you, I am a closet smoker. And I don't do it as much, you know, anymore at all. And I've always been kind of a closet smoker. But the problem is that I would be in the closet smoking, imagining my life as opposed to really, really, really living it. And being comfortable with being on the sidelines while I watch other people, you know, and not to say that it's easy, but just watch people be comfortable being seen and shining like I didn't have a place for that, or like that wasn't for me. And I'm just so grateful that we're living in an era now where there's so many people that are encouraging other people to step outside their comfort zone and say, hey, it's okay. It's okay to be seen. It's okay to be witnessed. And one of my biggest fears was also being like misunderstood, feeling like I was being misunderstood. And the reality is there are going to be people who don't understand you. And that's okay. You know, like, I am not here to perform to, you know, appease the masses. You know, people are either going to relate to what you're saying or they're not. And either way, it's okay. And, you know, always going back to like, why, like for me right now, this is the next step of my healing. Like, you know, healing is way beyond, it's not just the internal work. It's being like, okay, I have the courage to do this, even though I'm scared and terrified of what it's going to be. But I think that but it's also because like, I don't know what's going to happen, and that's scary too. But, you know, I was like, I'm just going to choose to be excited about it. You know, there's a huge world out there, universe. And while I'm in this body in this lifetime, I want to make sure that I am like fully participating in it. And I don't want to be the person who is like years later regretting doing things and saying what I could have done, what I should have done. And I'm like, yeah, no. There's so much life to be lived, and living it is participating in it and not expecting perfection, because there isn't any such thing. There's no such thing. And that's another reason why I was like, you know what? I'm going to record a video while I'm on my walk. Just got finished exercising. And that's another thing. I think that's what's also really kept me healthy, despite the fact that I had like some unhealthy coping habits. I've always been physically active, and like ever since I was a kid. So I love working out. I love all that stuff. And then it would be like, but when it came down to like this other part of me that also wanted to be expressed, I would suppress that because I just did not feel comfortable with those parts of myself. And I'm just learning to accept and embrace the fact that I am sensitive. I am emotional. You know, these are, you know, growing up in an era where, you know, that was like shut down, you know, and there's still people who can't handle big emotions. But when I've just learned to just be okay, like, and genuinely love these parts that I've been denying or suppressing or just keeping to myself. Because there was still a period of time where I accepted it, but I still kept it to myself. Like even journaling and writing all this stuff and what's coming out of me, but keeping it to myself, you know. So I'm just excited. I'm excited for this time that we're living in, this space we're living in. And for anyone who is struggling with the same thing, putting yourself out there, trust me, I am as terrified as a mouse in a house when the lights come on. Like, that's me. Like, I'm like, oh no. Like, I'm telling you, it's scary as shit. But truthfully, you know, the only way out is in, but you also have to go through. Sometimes you gotta just walk through what you need to walk through, you know? And it's gonna be okay, I realize, you know? I just have to tell myself that, like, it's gonna be okay. And, you know, I just hope and encourage everyone who knows that they have things that they want to share, or they want to be a part of, you know, the healing of the collective, and just contribute. Your voice is just a contribution to helping and supporting the healing of the conscious collective at this point in time. Like, you know, if that's what you feel called and led to do, you know, and regardless of what that may be, you know, our gifts and talents, like we have literal gifts and talents that we're here to use. We have to use those, because if you don't, your bodies will respond, because your soul was like, hello, I didn't come here to just sit on my ass every day and imagine this shit. I came to experience it and be a part of it, you know? And so that's just what I'm choosing to do. So anyway, my name is Ashley, by the way, and my channel is called The Lunar Current, and it is really a space of reflection and self-expression, and just being able to reflect on the different currents that are revealed inside of us, and to allow those currents to be felt and illuminated through reflection and expressed, so that, you know, for the acceptance of wholeness. Like, that's really, I guess, what it's trying to do. I you know, I came up with this so long ago, and I was like, oh, this is the idea, this is what it is. But, you know, anyway, I hope you all have a beautiful day, night, and yeah, just keep believing in yourself, trusting yourself, loving yourself through the hard and challenging moments, and just asking for help, you know, even from a higher power, from God, whoever you pray to, because a lot of the support that I've also had was from the divine, honestly, you know, and learning to trust the unknown and the unseen, because that's a huge part of it too. You know, I'm very used to needing to know the end result. Like, oh, I'm not going to do this unless I know this is the outcome. And that's just not how, that's not how life is, you know? And I'm like, you know what? I'll just let life surprise me, you know, and see what happens. So anyway, take care and have a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful day or night.